When my baby was born premature, I sent a message to the family group chat, "We're in the NICU. Please pray." The only reply was from my aunt, Brenda, 3 vacation photos from Hawaii. Not a single word of concern. No one came to the hospital. For 5 days, I sat beside a transparent box, watching my daughter fight for breath. My phone screen felt colder than the room itself, a wall of silence from the people I once called family. Riley was born weighing 2 pounds and 4 ounces, her skin so thin I could see her veins. My husband was away finishing a project and couldn't leave. The family knew, they saw the message, "Please pray." They didn't come. Aunt Brenda sent vacation pictures. My brother never showed up. My cousin Liz didn't call. For years, I had been the safety net, rewriting my brother's resume, lending him my car, helping my cousin pay rent, housing anyone who needed a place to crash. Someone once cried on my couch for weeks. I paid her rent. Another slept on my sofa until she could get back on her feet. Every time I said, "It's okay." Every time, they took "it's okay" as permission. The first awakening happened the day my father collapsed. On the phone, my brother's voice carried the same old command, "You need to come back." Mom's falling apart. He didn't ask about Riley. He didn't ask if I was still in the hospital. 5 weeks of loneliness hardened into a single stone lodged in my throat. I said just one sentence. "I'm not leaving Riley." Then I hung up. That was an ending and a beginning. No drama. No screaming. Just a line drawn clearly, quietly, permanently. I turned that boundary into action. First, I stopped the automatic transfer for my nephew's college tuition. A year ago, I'd set that up because my brother promised, verbally, he'd pay me back. I checked the bank account and canceled the authorization. Next, I stopped paying my cousin's rent. Not because I wanted them to suffer, but because I finally saw the truth. They come when it's convenient for them, not when you need them. Brenda eventually came to the hospital. She walked into the NICU lobby wearing sunglasses, holding a bag of overpriced cookies. She left it at the nurse's station, said, "Bless your little princess," and walked away. She didn't come in. She didn't take my hand. It was a gesture, a performance to cover absence. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in karma. I believe in facts. Who stayed with me through the night? Who brought me a blanket when I slept in a folding chair? Who held my hand the first time Riley breathed without a ventilator? The answer was simple. Not the ones posting beach photos. Facts are like receipts, clear and undeniable. I had something else they didn't: competence. Competence isn't luck. It's years of building resources and choice. For years, I'd handled family finances, run errands for them, signed documents, been their emergency contact. I knew their weak spots, and I knew mine were gone. Most importantly, I had a stable job and the means to move, to find a hospital that specialized in premature infant care. The hospital social worker told me about the follow-up NICU program at Children's Hospital Colorado. My husband found a steady position there. It wasn't an escape, it was a plan. A map for survival. But competence alone isn't enough. You also need calm. Anger burns you down, calm builds. So I started documenting. Every time I asked for help, every person who replied, who came, who posted a photo instead. Every praying emoji, every silence. Not for court. For clarity. My grandfather saw the group chat silence and Brenda's vacation photos. He didn't talk much, but when he acted, he was decisive. He called his lawyer and rewrote his will. He left his inheritance to my daughter. That was moral arithmetic, clean and final. The family panicked. The group chat exploded. It wasn't revenge, but it was an incision, slicing open their entitlement, exposing the greed underneath. Their first question wasn't, "How is Riley?" It was, "How will it be divided?" And that said everything. I didn't announce anything. Not silence out of pride, silence out of strategy. Let them see the void. Let them fill it with their own fear. I canceled payments. Deleted numbers. Blocked accounts. Every move simple, irreversible. Every time they tried to reach me the old way, they found the road gone. Revenge isn't rage. It's consumption, making them live off the emptiness they created. Mine came in 4 lines: money, contact, reputation, truth. I canceled the tuition transfer. The school's overdue notice pricked holes in their comfort. My cousin's rent payments stopped, their safety net vanished. They called the bank over and over, asking if it was an error. It wasn't. The ringing phone outside my door was their first lesson in loss. Not fear for their children's future, fear of responsibility. One by one, I removed them from my life. Blocked numbers. Ignored calls. Deleted messages. My brother's texts turned from orders to pleas, each one emptier than the last. He showed up once, outside my building, hands in pockets, like a debtor begging for time. I let him stand there. Let him see what a closed door looks like. When he finally said, "We just want to see Riley," I answered, "You've always had the chance." No anger. Just fact. He lowered his head and started listing old favors, debts disguised as goodwill. People are never more pitiful than when they try to buy forgiveness with their past. I closed the door. I didn't start public fights. I told the truth quietly, precisely, to those who mattered. Social media became a soft, sharp tool. A few photos. A few updates. Riley's progress under new medical care. Our quiet life. No boasting. Just presence. They hovered in the comments. Not asking about her health, but asking why we left. Remorse typed out but never spoken. Guilt online weighs nothing. Brenda's teddy bear, I put it back in the box. Liz's apology letter, I read it, then filed it away. When my brother came to the door, I made him say why. He said, "I want to make things right," but couldn't admit he'd failed. I didn't give him a chance. Boundaries, once set, don't open on demand. True punishment is letting someone face consequence, not offering redemption. Their reactions escalated. Messages turned into phone calls, then relatives interfered. Not asking about Riley, but about wills, lawyers, money. They tried family meetings, negotiations, apologies laced with calculation. Their fear wasn't losing me, it was losing access. Then, one day, my brother showed up again. He looked like something discarded, eyes hollow, voice trembling. He said 3 words. I was wrong. I looked at him, steady, cold, like winter water. I didn't scold or comfort him. I said, "Wrong is wrong. You can try to make amends, but don't mistake that for a right." He began to cry, begged to see Riley. I closed the door. Not out of cruelty, but to let him live with loss. Brenda sent a voice message to the group. Family matters. Don't be too harsh. Liz wrote another letter, dripping with fear and calculation. Some tried to buy their way back. Some hid behind tradition. Masks fell. The panic of people finally meeting consequence, that was the ending I wanted. Not blood, not spectacle. Just the quiet realization that neglect has a cost. The climax of revenge isn't fireworks. It's the ripple. When overdue bills arrive. When rent reminders ping. When social circles shrink. When silence turns against them. Every small discomfort was a reflection of their earlier indifference. The satisfaction wasn't in their pain. It was in their accountability. Later, my grandfather sent a letter. It said simply, "I'm proud of you." He left everything to Riley in a trust only she could access, no cosigners, no loopholes. That document sealed the moral ledger. The family pleaded again, crying through lawyers, but paper is stronger than tears. The money became a wall, separating what was from what will be. We moved to Colorado. Riley gained weight, smiled more, breathed easier. Every day, I looked at her and felt the weight on my shoulders change. From burden to warmth. Family members occasionally like our photos online. Sometimes they comment, pretending nothing happened. They still don't call. They send gifts, messages, pity. They tremble now, fear replacing pride. Fear of losing the one person who always carried them. One night, I stood by Riley's crib. She curled her tiny fingers around mine. Dawn was coming through the window. My family once thought I'd always say it's okay. Now, they face a locked door and a calm face. I don't celebrate their downfall. I don't need to. I only know this. When you stop being everyone's lifeline, you lose many people, but you find yourself. That's the purest form of revenge. Not delight in their pain, but freedom from their weight. They will regret. They will tremble. They will beg. And I, holding my daughter, have learned to forgive. Not for them, but to stop carrying them.